Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast, and radio personality Howard Stern. That's on Sirius XM. I could be joking, could be tongue in cheek. Who knows? I'm just reading this article, but the sense I get is, Howard Stern wants to complain about racism because the black Knicks players do not grace his majestic presence as he sits courtside at the New York Knicks game. He says that all the black players, they line up to go shake popular film director Spike Lee's hands. He mentions that, when he sits to Chris Rock and Tracy Morgan, a couple players come up, dap him up, shake their hands and whatnot. And he's just sitting there, this article, he's like, I grew up in black neighborhoods and, I'm from New York, all this other stuff, as if like people know who you are. Okay. I used to listen to Howard Stern. I don't really listen to him anymore. He says a lot of controversial things. That's totally fine. Free speech. I'm all for it. But people not when did people not recognizing you because you're white become something about racism, right? I mean, maybe you're just not a notable figure in a certain group. I'm surprised that Howard Stern is taking this weird ass woke approach, honestly. The way I view this situation and what he's talking about. Spike Lee, yes, he's black, and a lot of his work is very relatable. I mean, you can list off the countless movies he's done. I'm sure players have seen it. You know what I'm saying? And also too is like Spike Lee is a Knicks super fan. He's a very recognizable figure on the sidelines at Knicks games. Spike Lee is very animated during Knicks games. He goes out his way to talk to players. You want to talk about him and player engagement. So not only does he have his profile as a director and making many good movies, but also the fact that he is a super fan and he's just completely recognizable. Wears his jersey at the games. He's always going to players, having conversations and whatnot. Okay, so then Howard Stern, then if that's the case, then why don't you be more engaged at Knicks games? Why don't you make yourself known to these players and go to these courtside games every single night? It's not I don't know what he's talking about, man. Maybe he's just being funny. But look, a lot of people still probably don't know about Howard Stern. And a lot of these younger players, these Gen Z players, they may not even know too much about him, and that's okay. And also too is you don't have an outward personality at these games. I mean, you do your radio show and that's it. What else does Howard Stern do outside of radio that players can see? What creative works that is so transcendent that across generations players, especially the black players, can see? So no, I don't think it's about race. You know what I'm saying? If it was flipped, ain't somebody famous as black at a hockey game or at a baseball game. It's like, oh, these white baseball players, they don't come up to me. Do you know who I am? Like, it's just fucking stupid, man. But let me know what y'all think, man. Does Howard Stern have a point? I don't think so. So anyways, please like, subscribe. I'm out.